It's a rainy day, so out here working on the Civic. Took this spindle with the rotor out. You have to do this so you can get to the lower ball joint. So I'm gonna take my press tool and press this lower ball joint out. This boot had been ripped. It's still pretty tight, but you can hear it clank metal and stuff like that, so it may not have a whole lot of grease in it. And this has probably never been changed out. I will put some 555 ball joints in here, but I think I just have some Detroit axle ball joints, so kind of on the cheaper side, but I'm gonna see how the car drives and handles once it gets new lowers on it. This is my trick for ball joints. Take a grinder, cut the bolt off. That way then you can get your press tool in there without having to get a whole bunch of attachments to get to it and press it out. So I do that all the time. I just take the grinder and zip, cut it off, and then pop it right out. And just like that, you got it out. Got the new ball joint in with my specialty zip tie. Hold the boot in. Got it greased up. So now she's ready to go back in. Well, saw a leak at the bottom of the Tacoma. I don't know when this started because I've always had a skid plate right here. So this fluid could have been leaking on the skid plate, but I've got a power steering leak right there on that hose that I've got the light on. Right where those cracks are is leaking out. So I'm going to take this bottom clip, pull the hose off, and have my bucket ready for the fluid, and then I'm going to try to take this hose off and replace it. Alright, this is not the hose that I want up there, but this is gonna have to do for now. I don't have the right silicone hose to fit around the, I think this is the return line to the power steering. But I got it in there, and I got it zip tied, approved. And this is what the line looked. I had to cut the slits because I couldn't pry it off. And no telling how old this hose is. These hoses are old out here. You can tell. That crack just letting a little bit of fluid out, so. Oh well, could have left it. Should have just done a power steering delete. About to top off the PT reservoir, and you know me, got to put the AT into the PT in my empty truck. See how this goes. It's windy as fuck out here. No. Alright, need to check the level. Spilled a little bit. Windy as hell out here. you quiet. Alright guys, I've almost finished up this CV axle here. I'll order new inner and outers. This boot's fine. I should have replaced it, but it seems pretty good. There's no holes or tears in it. I do need to put a clip here. I got a zip tie here just for now. We'll see how it holds, but I'm stretching this boot. I don't know if you can see inside of there, but right there is the other end of a boot, just like an inch of the boot. So it's basically like this piece here cut off and into the slit, and then this piece is let me see if I can focus. And this piece is resting on that. Both of these are zip tied. Now I gotta put the gears back in here on the spline, and then put the C-clamps on there, and then we'll be good. I put the grease in it, and then lock it up, and then I got to put this in the Tacoma. Just doing a little test driving to see how the CV axle looks. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but the boot is no longer touching anymore from the lift. I'll show you what the other side looks, but you can see that the boot is no longer touching, and that's what causes them to tear. So this is a really good mod to do the stretch boot. And I'm just checking to see how everything looks when I turn. See, this boot here is constantly touching, so it's causing friction to burn through the rubber as you drive. That boot there is cracked. I don't know if you can see it. But this CV axle on the passenger side is not leaking, so. But I'll go ahead and fix up another CV axle with a new boot, and that way then I'll be prepared for when that boot does tear on the passenger side. I can just go ahead and swap it in. Still got a check engine light. I don't know if I want to replace the catalytic converter or get an O2 simulator and delete it, because all it is a P0420 code, and I've replaced the rear O2 sensor and it didn't fix it, so I believe it is the catalytic converter. But I'm just gonna do different turns. I'm gonna go left and right and see if I hear any noises, and then we should be good.